Come on, you guys. Let's go. Let's go, man. My Lord. My Lord, it's been a long time since we've seen 3 points with this football club, for God's sake, especially at home too. And to be fair with you, the manner in which we won this game today, I was more than happy with. I was more than content with, yeah. It's nice to win a bit ugly. It's nice to show a little bit of different qualities to find yourself back in the game. This is the first time we were a goal down this time instead of taking the lead. Maybe that's the thing that helped us, actually having to fight ourselves back into the game. And I have to say, the manner in which we were able to get back in the game, obviously luck played a big part, but you forced your own luck in this game. But most importantly, I think the way that Maresca, number one, introduced the changes at the right time, and number two, sealed out our leads. They were like the big contributing factors to why we were able to get something against this West Ham team, which posed us a lot of difficulties in that first half, especially towards Levi Colwill. Kudos clearly was on him throughout the entire game. It was clearly a game plan from Graham Potter to apply pressure whenever the ball was played backwards to him. And Colwill just didn't have the physicality to cope with Kudos whatsoever. And he played a massive fault for the goal. As Gianfranco was saying, at halftime analysis, he mentioned the fact that defenders in that position shouldn't be playing the pass, back inside to the goalkeeper. They should be playing the pass back out wide instead. So it shows you the inexperience he still has and the youthfulness, and you could see how upset he was, how dejected he was. I thought he came back, showed a stronger account for himself in the second half. If you guys think I'm going to use my platform and I'm going to be like, Levi Cole, you're not good enough, get outside the club, get out of here, you're overrated, you've lost your goddamn minds, yeah? Have some shame. I'm not going to be saying that nonsense. But it's a reminder that 21 years old, 2-1, these guys, this is what they do. They're not experienced enough. Yeah, they make mistakes. Like, you guys, when you're watching Prem games outside of us, you're regularly seeing youngers fumbling and fumbling and fumbling. It's what happens. He'll learn from this. He'll learn how to manage his temperament when he's under pressure. These are the things he can do to improve his overall game. But most importantly, I'm waiting for Levi Cole to bulk up. He's a strong defender. No, he's a combative defender. He ain't the strongest defender. Obviously, I can't expect him to be like Van Dijk, but I wouldn't mind if this guy was a bit of like an Arujo and he builds himself up a bit more, puts on a few more pounds of muscle. I think this way then he won't feel so, not intimidated, maybe intimidated. He won't lose out to these like physical battles, which we're noticing a bit more of in these last few games. So yeah, Levi Colwill obviously had a bit of a indifferent form in these last few games. Some of you guys might understand that as youthful and experience. This is what development is. Some of you guys might see this as he's not good enough and he's overrated. I can't tell you guys what to think. You decide, and maybe let us know in the comment section what you're thinking about that. But I don't want to spend too much time in the first half because realistically, what was there to really mention in that first half other than a lot of problems, other than things we wanted to see done differently. I was really frustrated by just how mechanical and one-dimensional our play was. Like, we did nothing really to really like shift West Ham's blocks. We keep doing this thing where we play the game in like a box here. I know this is like, you guys, use your imagination. Imagine a box in the middle of the fields, and like out wide is Sancho, other side is Madueke. And whenever we get the ball to these guys out wide, 9 times out of 10, they're forced to play the pass backwards. And outside of that, they're not getting supported by good underlapping runs or good movements or good rotations or good anything. And it just made for a half where we played everything in front of West Ham. And it was just so easy for them to defend against us. Outside of playing in front of them, the only other move we had on our locker was spamming those in-swinging crosses inside the box. And you're thinking, spamming it to who? You're spamming it to Nico Jackson, who clearly, he took a bit of a knock at the start of the game, and he just wasn't the same. And he was just like clumsy, wasn't as good physically. Me personally, I think it was the injury, and also I think it's fatigue from constantly playing and playing and playing. I think when you're a guy like Nico and you're out of form, you're not supposed to be on the pitch. You're supposed to be on the bench and someone else is taking your position. Once upon a time when Tammy Abraham was here, when Tammy was out of form, Olivier Giroud was taking his spot and vice versa. It's almost as if that's like the principles of the game that you need to be able to, find those small margins that lead towards 3 points and success, right? So we had a few, issues ourselves and bottlenecks that we created ourselves. Obviously, it's disappointing to see so many half-chance moments, not even forcing the keeper to make saves. I don't think we forced the first effort until right near the end of the first half when Cole Palmer, who I think, listen, if there was one guy who just showed with his body language, his energy, his performance, that he was tired of being a loser. He was tired of his performances not grinding him anything. I think it was Cole Palmer. I think the moment he took that superb free kick, which, the save from Areola, that was Hollywood goalkeeper type-ish, stupid free kick from Cole Palmer, out of this world. And at least that was the first opportunity on target. And again, you think to yourself, though, as a fan, Nini, man, we've seen this game before, man. We're not really seeing the team giving us much life. They're not taking their chances. Nothing's on target. There was that one effort from Noni as well. He cuts inside. Bro, like, you're on your stronger foot, you're unmarked. You got to be testing the keeper bare minimum, no? All these things working against you. So, I say this to discuss the contrast in the second half. And I think this is where I have to give credit to Maresca. And actually, I'm going to say this, but with how we manage the game and how we control the game with the subs near the end, I'm going to say this, but this is what tells me that the game against Man City could have been a little bit different if the players on the field had given us something to protect. Because I think Maresca was thinking about how to control the game after that. I'm still going to stand by that. And I feel like this game today, with how quick Enzo was to react, I was like, okay, this is the Maresca I remember during that great run of form. And it was great to see him be like, you know what, Nico, listen, you're trying, I respect that you're trying to fight for the team, but you're fighting yourself right now. And actually you're fighting against the team. Mark you. Come on, son. It's time to play. And I thought the kid gave a good account of himself today. I thought he chased every lost cause. I thought he was ready for the physical battle. He was ready to run the channels. He offered something a bit different. Finally, a bit of something against the West Ham defense where, I sympathize with Nico's injury. But again, the injured guy was offering no threat, no presence whatsoever. So having that was key. And the second decision that Maresca made, which I think was also key, was finally making substitutions to change the game. And this is where I give massive credit to Pedro Neto, who replaced Noni. It surprised me at first, but he replaces Noni, and the formation shifts then. Instead of doing this like back three stuff and passing everything into the middle, we finally became a back four team. You saw Cucurella now overlapping, hugging the touchline. You saw Malo Gusto getting forward, playing closer to Pedro Neto, because my God, the distances in that first half between both our wingers and anyone else, it's just like you're asking yourself to lose that flipping game, for God's sake, yeah? That was key for us to bridge that connection and utilize the flanks a bit better. Why? Because it just was able to stretch West Ham's defense a bit more, because West Ham are a team where they force their own mistakes. And by creating those foundations, you could see something a bit different. Like the way we play was a bit more intelligent, a bit smarter. This was the thing that allowed Cole Palmer to influence the game a little bit more. And I think the third thing I liked too was Christo and Nkunku's involvement, of course, with Cucurella hugging the touchline out wide in the left. It allowed Nkunku to play in his favourite position, just playing inside. And I liked today that Nkunku played with experience. He was slowing the play down. He was adding tempo to our play. He wasn't rushing everything. In moments where he was isolating by himself, he looked to play it backwards just to slow down. Like, it was a great experienced performance from Nkunku, which complemented the rest of the team. And all these substitutions and changes in tandem, it offered us that plan B. It offered us something different against West Ham. And this is why the game went to our favour eventually. And you saw that with the equalising goal. By playing this way, it allowed Moises Caicedo to be like, you know what, I'm going to push forward a bit now. Pedro Neto, beautiful cross, in-swinger, left foot. Luck on our sides. And then Pedro Neto, of course, gets on the end of that deflection, I think, across goal, and he buries that into an empty net. And I've seen Neto make that run quite a lot this season. He's finally rewarded for that. And his celebration at the end was definitely directed towards me. But I'm happy. And it was a good, impactful performance from Neto today. It's what I want to see. And it gets me thinking, maybe I'm using this guy again in the next game now. You know what I mean? So his involvement in terms of everything, the work rate, taking the opponents on, taking them on outside to the byline. Hey, good showing from Pedro Neto. And obviously, with everything now kind of making a bit more sense in terms of how we're playing against West Ham and breaking them down, Cole Palmer, the guy who, again, refused to lose tonight. He refused to lose tonight. You know, that nice little piece of play, dragged back, comes back inside, left-hand side, tries to put the cross to the far post, but puts enough little bit of like backspin on that where it just deflects deliciously off Wan-Bissaka's top toe. And just, yeah, what a beautiful deflection away from Areola. And it's just like, you know, when you have a run like this, man, you need that bit of luck against you. And after we secured it to make it 2-1, I'm not going to lie, I was proud to see how we managed that game. And again, I go back to Enzo because he introduces Jalaba, for the final 10 minutes. And you see Jalaba, man, moving to the right-hand side. And all of a sudden, we've become a back three team using wing backs in Cucurella and Gusto. It was a 3-4-2-1. And yeah, man, it just got me thinking. These are some ideas I've been formulating behind the scenes. There's certain videos I want to make. There's certain things like seeing the introduction now of a back three. I think if this is the only players you have to work with in the squad, there's enough here where you can force a little bit more out of them. If our manager now can systemize up and get these guys playing the right way, because that first half shows, listen, we're getting found out a little bit. We can't just rely upon this one way of playing. I've looked at Luis Enrique, for example. I've seen how this guy has introduced wing backs one game, false nine the other, wingers in a 4-3-3. You need to keep the opposition guessing. And Maresca's shown more often this season that he is that type of manager that does that. So it was very refreshing to see him go back to reverting to type essentially in this game. And, luck, the tactics, the players who came on, the effort, the mentality shift, these are the things you need to be able to secure these wins, man, and turn these frustrating games into 3 points. So yeah, today I'm happy to win in the manner we did. I hope we can win more games like this second half of the season, grinding up, fighting hard, working hard. We had a few scary moments. My God, Kudus single-handedly just causing heart attacks with me. For me, you simply buy this guy, you add him to our squad for next season because he's that damn good. And if we don't get Kudus in the summer, I'm going to be absolutely fuming because this guy upgrades us and, yeah, gets us where we have to get to. I just had to throw that out there. But anyway, my friends, Graham Potter was not able to get his revenge against us. Again, came with a different game plan. A lot of hard moments, but we got there in the end. And we finally have seen a game where we've won 3 points. So my friends, stay tuned. I've got a news video coming out. Deadline day finale. See you guys soon. Cool.